I just did something that honestly made me sick to my stomach. I looked at my bank app and realized I burned $200 this month on subscriptions I have not used since last year. Netflix, some random diet app, Amazon Prime. You probably have at least 5 of these quietly draining your account right now. It feels exhausting. You work your tail off 40 hours a week and still feel like you are drowning in bills. But listen to me very closely. This is not your fault. You are not bad with money. Many large tech companies invest heavily in behavioral research to design highly effective subscription systems while you sleep. They call it the subscription economy. Some critics argue the model can become costly if people are not paying attention to their subscriptions. Today, I will show you how to take your power back. Let me ask you a real question. Do you remember what it felt like to actually own your things? A decade ago, you bought a movie on a physical disc, and it belonged to you forever. You bought software for your computer once, and that was it. No hidden fees, no sneaky recurring charges. But then, the entire system changed. There is an old saying about a frog. If you drop a frog into boiling water at 200 degrees, it panics and jumps right out. But if you put that same frog in cool water and slowly turn up the heat, it just sits there. It relaxes. It gets comfortable until it is entirely cooked. Right now, my friend, it can feel similar to the classic slow heating metaphor people often use to describe gradual change. And the tech giants are the ones turning up the heat. They realized that asking you for $3,000 up front causes way too much pain. So instead, they slice it up. They ask for $10 a month for music, $15 for movies, $30 for a gym you never use. They even want you to subscribe to your razor blades and your dog food. It feels harmless, right? Just the cost of a coffee, they say. But it's an invisible leash. The average hard-working American is bleeding almost $300 every single month to these tiny charges. That is over $3,000 a year wiped out from your family future. And the craziest part is you do not even feel the sting because it is entirely automated. In many cases, consumers end up funding large tech companies through recurring payments they barely notice, while you sit at home stressing about the rising price of groceries. Let me show you exactly how they hacked your human brain. I want you to imagine you are standing at a coffee shop right now. You reach into your pocket and you pull out a crisp $20 bill to pay for lunch. When you hand that physical paper money to the cashier, a very specific part of your brain instantly lights up. It is the exact same area of your nervous system that processes literal, physical pain. Behavioral economists call this the pain of paying. You genuinely feel the loss. It hurts just enough to make you pause and ask yourself, is this really worth my hard-earned cash? Now, the brilliant digital engineers in Silicon Valley understand this biological reaction perfectly. They know that if they force you to manually type in your credit card numbers every single month for a movie app, you will eventually wake up and say no. So, they completely eliminated the pain. They hooked you up to automated payments. When $15 gets quietly pulled from your checking account while you are fast asleep, there is absolutely zero friction. Your brain registers no pain and no second thoughts. You just wake up the next morning slightly poorer, completely blind to the leak in your financial boat. So how can they manipulate you from the start? They lure you in with a classic psychological tip. They offer you a 30-day free trial. You sign up, smiling, thinking you are the smart one beating the system. You tell yourself, I will just binge watch that one show and cancel before they can charge me a single dime. But these corporations have spent billions studying our habits. They know that after 30 days, your psychology shifts. Having that service becomes your new normal. When that first charge finally hits your bank statement, you do not even flinch. It is just $15, you say to yourself. It is cheaper than ordering a pizza. But listen to me. They do not want your $15 just one time. They want to quietly siphon it from you every single month for the next 10 years. Notice how signing up takes exactly 3 seconds. But cancelling requires navigating hidden menus, remembering old passwords, and answering surveys. They weaponize your exhaustion against you. They know you are tired after a long day of work, so you just surrender and let it ride. It is a stealth tax on the hard-working middle class. You are not buying entertainment anymore. You are paying a penalty for being too tired to fight back. Now, let me wipe this board clean, because it is time to do the math. And I promise you, these numbers do not lie. They are just going to hurt for a minute. Let us take that average of $273 a month. That is what a normal, hard-working American is currently losing to the subscription economy. You might tell yourself it is not a big deal. You watch a movie on a Friday night. It helps you unwind after a brutal week at the warehouse. I get it. You deserve a break. But I want to show you the true cost of that break. What if you took that exact same amount of money, the cash you hand over to streaming services you just scroll through for an hour before falling asleep? What if you took that $273 and you dumped it into a boring Standard & Poor's 500 index fund? A fund that has returned a long-term historical average of around 10%, although returns are never guaranteed for decades. This is not a risky crypto gamble. This is the cornerstone of American wealth. You just set it up on autopilot, exactly like they did with your credit card, and you let it ride. If you did that for just 10 years, do you know what you would have? You would not just have your money back. You would have over $55,000. Let me write that down big so you can actually see it. $55,000. Look at this massive curve I am drawing right here. This is compound interest. This is the eighth wonder of the world working for you, instead of against you. I want you to lean in and really think about what that number means for your life. That is not just money. That is a solid down payment on a beautiful house in a safe neighborhood. That is a college fund, so your kid does not graduate drowning in student loans. That $55,000 is the ultimate freedom to walk into a toxic workplace, look your boss dead in the eye, and tell them you quit. It is breathing room. It is peace of mind. But instead of securing your family future, you traded it. You traded your financial independence for the privilege of rewatching the same comedy show for the 14th time. You are literally financing the super yachts of tech billionaires with your subscription fatigue. They are getting filthy rich off your exhaustion, while you are left stressing over the rising price of gas and groceries. It has to stop today. Listen to me. Take a deep breath. I know that math hit you like a ton of bricks. It is a tough pill to swallow when you realize how much money slipped through your fingers over the years. But do not beat yourself up over the past. We are fixing this right here, right now. Look, I am not sitting here telling you that you need to go live off the grid in a cabin and never watch a movie again. I am not some out-of-touch billionaire. I like listening to music when I work out. I enjoy a good Friday night show with my family. You do not have to give up your joy. You just have to take the steering wheel back from these tech companies. So, here is your 48-hour challenge. I call it the nuclear option. It sounds brutal, but it is the fastest way to stop the bleeding. Step 1. I want you to open your banking app tonight. Find every single automatic payment linked to a subscription and turn off the auto-renew feature. If you cannot find it, go extreme. If needed, you can also replace your card or remove saved payment methods to reset your subscriptions. Get a brand new piece of plastic with zero history. Cut off their access to your vault. Step 2 is the hardest part. You wait. You let every single one of those accounts expire. When the screen goes black and they lock you out, pay attention to how you feel. Do you actually miss it enough to manually type in a 16-digit card number all over again? If the answer is no, congratulations. You just gave yourself a permanent pay raise. You took your power back. Make these massive corporations earn your $15 every single month. Stop handing over your hard-earned paycheck on autopilot. Now, stopping the bleed is step 1, but knowing exactly where to put that rescued cash is how you actually get wealthy. Let us be completely honest with each other right now. Canceling those hidden subscriptions is a massive first step, but it is not the end of the journey. The biggest mistake in personal finance is the absolute lack of visibility. You cannot fix a leaking pipe in your basement if you are completely in the dark. When I first realized I was bleeding cash to these tech companies, I felt exhausted, just like you might feel today. But I did not just stay mad. I built a bulletproof system. I designed a simple visual framework that tracks every single dollar leaving my account and forcefully redirects that cash flow into assets that actually pay me while I sleep. I used this exact blueprint to keep my burn rate low and my investments growing. It has saved my family tens of thousands of dollars over the years. And now, I want to hand this exact architecture over to you. I am hosting a completely free live online training this week, where I will show you how to plug the holes in your financial boat once and for all. I will teach you how to build real generational wealth without needing a massive six-figure salary to get started. If you are truly tired of working yourself to the bone just to make tech executives richer, remember this one truth. Your money is either working for you or it is working for somebody else. Cut the dead weight today. I will see you inside.